They weren't just killers. They were predators who consumed their victims. Literally. These aren't tales from horror movies. These are real cannibalism cases, documented and prosecuted. And the deeper you go, the worse it gets. This is Crime Curve, and these are the top 10 most disturbing cannibals in modern history. Number 10. Issei Sagawa, the Japanese cannibal in Paris, France, 1981. A Japanese exchange student in Paris, Sagawa lured Dutch classmate René Hartevelt to his apartment under the pretense of studying poetry. Once alone, he shot her in the neck with a rifle, raped her corpse, and spent 2 days eating parts of her body. When the police finally caught him, after he tried to dispose of the remains in a public park, French courts declared him insane. He was deported to Japan, where he spent less than 2 years in a psychiatric institution before being set free. Sagawa became a minor celebrity, disgusting though, appearing on talk shows and even writing restaurant reviews. Number 9. Richard Chase, the Vampire of Sacramento, USA, 1977 to 1978. Richard Chase murdered 6 people in 1 month in California. Chase didn't just kill, he drank his victims' blood, mutilated their bodies, and ate their internal organs. He believed his heart was shrinking, and that only by consuming blood and flesh could he survive. When arrested, the police found his home covered in blood, with body parts in the blender and fridge. Number 8. Jose Durangel Vargas, the Andes Cannibal Venezuela, 1999. Known as El Comediante, Vargas was a homeless man who admitted to killing and eating at least 10 men near a riverbank in San Cristobal. He stored human meat next to vegetables, claiming he preferred his food fresh. He once told authorities he avoided fat because they have too much cholesterol.
No, pues claro, estoy con mi gente.
¿Y por qué lo haces?
Para guisar, para comer, para fritar, todo.
¿Más o menos a cuántas personas?
10, unos 10 por ahí. Nos interesa ahorita no, o sea que estoy comentando eso por ahí.
Yes, that's his remark on fat people. When arrested, police found bones, human heads, and a makeshift butcher's shop at his campsite. He casually explained his methods and said he'd keep eating people if released. He prepared victims' meat with garlic and onion. The next one is crazy since he was imprisoned and released, but then he ate his friend. Number 7. Peter Bryan, the Friendly Cannibal, UK, 2000s. Bryan was first institutionalized after killing a woman with a hammer. Released years later, he murdered his friend Brian Cherry, then fried and ate parts of his brain with herbs and butter. While evading trial in a secure hospital, Bryan killed another patient, attempting to eat his flesh. He smiled in interviews and admitted that he would do it again if he were to be released. Number 6. Andrei Chikatilo, the Butcher of Rostov, USSR, 1978 to 1990. Chikatilo, a former school teacher, disturbing by the way, murdered at least 52 people, mostly women and children. He mutilated genitals, bit off nipples, and ate parts of their bodies. The Soviet police arrested over 30 innocent people, with some even executed. Before Chikatilo was finally caught, his confession was cold and detailed. He described the taste of human flesh and the thrill of the kill. Stay tuned, this next one you will recognize. He is famous for what he did. Number 5. Jeffrey Dahmer, the Milwaukee Cannibal, USA, 1978 to 1991. Dahmer murdered 17 young men, lured to his apartment for drinks or photos. He kept body parts, heads, hearts, biceps, and more in his freezer. Some victims' skulls were displayed as trophies. Dahmer described cooking and eating flesh as the ultimate possession. When police raided his apartment, they found photographs of dismembered bodies, human remains in acid vats, and a severed head in the fridge. Since Dahmer is fifth, Comment below who you think is number 1. Number 4. Omama Nelson, the model who ate her husband, USA, 1991. Omama Nelson, an Egyptian model living in California, killed her much older abusive husband during a violent struggle. She dismembered him, cooked his ribs with barbecue sauce, deep-fried his hands, and used a food processor to blend his flesh. She confessed to a psychiatrist that she'd cooked his remains like a Thanksgiving turkey. Number 3. Albert Fish, the Gray Man, USA, 1920s till 1930s. Fish was a sadomasochistic serial killer who targeted children. He lured them away, murdered them, and then cannibalized their bodies. He mailed taunting, graphic letters to the victims' families, describing in sickening detail how he cooked and ate their children. At his arrest, X-rays revealed Fish had hammered 23 needles into his groin for pleasure. This list has maintained the intense crimes. Wait until you see number 1. Number 2. Alexander Spesitsev, the Siberian Cannibal, Russia, 1990s. With the help of his mother, Spesitsev targeted homeless children in Novosibirsk. He tortured, killed, and then dismembered his victims, boiling their remains in soup. When police raided the apartment, they found blood-filled bathtubs, pots of flesh on the stove, and diaries ranking the best cuts of meat. He was convicted of murdering 19 children, but is suspected of many, many more. Truly disturbing as a case, just truly disturbing. Number 1. Armin Mewes, the Craigslist Cannibal, Germany, 2001. Mewes posted an online ad seeking a willing victim to be slaughtered and consumed. Now, to say something like that outright and willingly is already a bad thing. For people falling for it would be a bit of a stretch. No one should be falling for something like that. I mean, it's a warning itself. A man named Bernd Brandes answered, though. Together they planned the entire act. Mewes amputated Brandes' genitals, and the two attempted to eat them together while filming everything. He then killed Brandes and ate 44 pounds of flesh over the next 10 months, storing remains in his freezer. The entire crime was documented on hours of videotape, later used as evidence at the trial. Yikes. This list was diabolical. If you're looking for more lists like this, subscribe to Crime Curve. We produce high-quality videos every week. While you are here, check out the list of serial killer partnerships that shook the world. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and be safe.